I would like at the outset to express my grave concern over the growing risk of wide-scale regional escalation. The series of explosions across Lebanon and rockets fired towards Israel in recent days adds to the volatility. I call on all sides to refrain from steps that will further exacerbate the situation and take immediate steps to de-escalate. Demolitions and seizures of Palestinian-owned structures continued across the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem. Citing the lack of Israeli-issued building permits, which are almost impossible for Palestinians to obtain, Israeli authorities seized or forced people to demolish 373 structures, displacing more than 550 people, including 250 children. The Security Council, in its resolution, called upon both parties to refrain from provocative actions, incitement, and inflammatory rhetoric. Unfortunately, such acts continued. A joint statement from Hamas and PIJ threatened a return to the use of suicide bombings, a call echoed in a speech by a senior Hamas official, while Hamas al-Qassam Brigade published a graphic leaflet showing an explosive belt and a bombed Israeli bus. In a video posted on social media, an Israeli minister said Palestinian prisoners must be killed, shot in the head, while urging the passing of the bill by the Knesset, allowing capital punishment for terrorist offenses.
It is clear that unless and until the root causes of the conflict are addressed, violence will persist and escalate. The conflict management approach pursued by powerful members of the international community has failed. A new approach is needed, grounded in international law, including the enforcement of this Council's resolutions. Council members who question the binding status of these resolutions, or who use their veto to protect an ally or to oppose a geopolitical rival, are eroding the Council's authority.
Mr. President, the ICJ, the highest judicial organ, made clear, unequivocal determinations. Israel's presence in the occupied Palestinian territory is unlawful and must be brought to an end as rapidly as possible. It shouldered its responsibility, it made the ruling, it gave the historic advisory opinion. In this historic advisory opinion, the court reaffirmed the illegality of Israeli settlements and associated regime, including the wall across the occupied Palestinian territory, including East Jerusalem, stressing the obligations of the occupying power to cease immediately all settlement activities and to evacuate its settlers from our territory.
This Council and the world must wake up to the reality of the threat Iran poses. The dark force driving the violence we see today is not a collection of independent groups. It is Iran pulling the strings. The Iran proxies, Hezbollah in the north, Hamas and Palestinian Islamic Jihad in Gaza, the Houthis in Yemen, Shiite militias in Iraq and Syria, and terrorist cells in Judea and Samaria are all Iran's attack dogs, unleashed to spread death and destruction across the region. These proxies are the claws of a beast that is not content with attacking Israel alone, but is curving paths toward the domination of the Middle East. While Iran pulls the strings, the Palestinian Authority stand by, utterly weak and impotent. When they are not turning a blind eye due to their weakness, they are actively collaborating with these very terror networks.